Hello and welcome to Adventure Highway Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern stream for Sleuths in Waterdeep on Twitch. My name is Blake Komar and I am the Dungeon Master for this evening. I am excited to be here and running this campaign. And wait, I said it wrong. It's not Sleuths in Waterdeep anymore. Technically, we are Sleuths in Limbo, which is very exciting to bring it to the public and to have our players experience. Upon mentioning the players, let's introduce our players. Starting from the top right, we have Kyle. Why don't you tell us about yourself and your character?
All right, I am Kyle Lawson. I play the resident, always successful guy, Brogan Naked Eye. I am the monk with no wisdom score, but nothing but good stuff to add.
Yeah, definitely. If he's adding something to his coffee, it's definitely good stuff. Or some gym knowledge, apparently, given our last episode. Making friends definitely does. I would say an asset to the team all around, or an asset to a party. Um, definitely. Uh, next and next up, we have Brittany. Would you like to tell us about yourself and your character?
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany Rokema. I play the Bowsmith Artificer Zari, and Zari's basically the mom of the group, and if she isn't fixing it, she's probably going to break it.
Fantastic. Makes perfect sense to me. And last but certainly not least, Nick, would you like to tell us about yourself and your character?
Hey everybody, my name is Nick. I play the barbarian Steve Froman, former deli manager and current king of this realm that we're in.
Very nice. And Steve is a welcome addition to the team. Um, Very new addition, and apparently, he's living his best life in Limbo now that we are in Limbo, like living his
It's
best life.
It,
So I'd
it,
like to thank everyone who's viewed this week, given us some feedback on our stream, and has been more than an awesome following to us. Thank you for everything. And I'd like to just, before we jump in, just throw it out there: like, subscribe, follow. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, and we're here to make awesome content with more to come. Hit us up on Twitter. Um, we're happy to do this, and we have a lot of fun with this game. So thank you all, and thanks to the players. And I guess with no further ado, we shall dive in to the chaos plane of Limbo. We start the day, I guess. It would be the morning or the day or the night. You can't necessarily tell what it is. We're looking at what would be, if you were to close your eyes and picture it, a purple sky with red and streaks of stars, with it all of a sudden shooting suns moving through it, where all of a sudden the sun lands in a pool of fire that shoots rock everywhere, that looks like water, and as it splashes down, fire comes up out of different floating islands that are smashing into floating seas, that the seas are now falling down mountainsides. And these mountains are everything just seems to be a random chaos of elements in this plane where it might be day, it might be morning. We look at what would be one of these floating islands with this what would be almost like flat errant red rock that they're standing on. And as they look around, they see a ton of these flat errant purple and red kind of islandish rocks. It's like a half-mile rock with this large abandoned temple that it looks like it's an abandoned temple to a civilization of long ago that seemed to be very mechanical or very interested in mechanical. And it seems to be inhabited now by these giant red lizard beings called the Slod. They seem very interested in our party and have made a truce. Upon finding them and their with their new horse friend, upon finding them with their new horse friend coming in from the prime material plane upon a catastrophe that had happened outside of Waterdeep, they had given them shelter, in which they had found what possibly was a criminal, but we do know was very muscular, a gentleman Bronco who had befriended Brogan Naked Eye at the gym after after talking and taking performance enhancing drugs. Bronco had made sure to say to everyone that, hey, it's been about 2 months since I've seen you, and your recollection would be, it's not been 2 months at all. that this has just happened. So time must have been different for him than it has been for you guys in what this is. And he says he's been stuck here with the slod for 2 months. And as you're able to rest, because clearly it's been a long day and you're tired, and when you're tired, you know it's time to sleep. Upon waking up, you wake up to this giant lizard-like creature, this draconic hunter, Bronco. He's ripped, he's big, he's buff. You would be waking in the morning to him kind of shivering and being like, "I don't feel so good, man. Brogan, I don't feel so good."
Oh geez. What's going on, Bronco? Talk to me.
I don't know, man. I feel itchy in my skin. I feel itchy in my body. I've been I've been not that I haven't not been a captive here, but it's not that I have been a captive here, and they've been feeding me right, but I just don't feel so good.
What
I
have they been feeding you?
well, they've just been feeding me. There's like these grub worms, man, that they feed you with this rice, and it looks like a corn mix. It's high starch and high carb, man, but with the absence of proteins, like there's not as much I can do right now.
Okay, try this. I pull out my water skin, and hopefully it's still full of water, as it is the Chaos Realm, and I try to give him some water.
Fantastic. And upon waking abruptly, first give me an intelligence saving
Oh, I really didn't want you to ask for that.
He's gonna though. You know he's gonna.
Being the Chaos Realm.
Really mean.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
crit!
A crit 20.
I am the new Steve.
You are the new Steve. Congratulations. Brogan is the new Steve. Steve, you are the old Steve.
I'm old and busted now.
After
My
one day,
days
Steve
done.
has
I'm
become
the new
old news
hotness.
as Brogan becomes the new Steve. So you not only have control over within 20 feet around you by using your mind, you're also able to tell he's not sick from the food. And as you're feeding him some water, he is so thankful for it. He's like, because you see he's sweating feverishly. And as he's sweating feverishly, he's like, I don't know what happened. I just woke up feeling this way, man. I had nothing yesterday. I just ate a little bit of the grub worms.
All right, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you had some of that fun arcane dust, big guy?
Oh, it's been months, about 2 months, man, since I've been here. At least 60 sleeps.
Well, this is very smart for me. It's weird. It's a smart day. Maybe you're having withdrawals, big guy.
Maybe it's been about 2 months. I would say I would have gone through them already, but if you got some, man, I would love some. Oh,
Yeah, you see, you saying that makes me think I'm probably right.
bro, hashtag no days off.
I am right there with you, all about getting big, homie. It's that hustle for the muscle. But you got to do me a favor. You got to do me a favor, Bronco. You got to do something for me today. You got to get up, walk around this hut, and do anything else but try to put stardust in your face.
Okay, I got you. I'll do that. And he goes to stand up, and you see he gets slightly weak in the knees. And as he slightly gets weak in the knees, I would like Steve and Zari to roll me a perception check. Because he starts to fall
Perception.
to the side slightly, kind of leans on you as he's falling to the side, getting up.
Steve is lost in this room.
But he's rolling.
He's rolling. That's
He
true.
is rolling.
Get the rolls
The
working.
day of Steve.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't
Argyle-
done my intelligence check for the day. You don't know.
Yeah,
You
he
don't
hasn't done
know.
his intelligence. Zari, you immediately wake up. Give me an intelligence saving throw. A 15. As you are able to control within 15 feet around you with your mind, you have to. It's like a concentration. So if you have to like furthermore concentrate on a spell or something along those lines, you would have to break it. But inevitably, this is like a concentration. Um, so you're able to handle 15 feet around you and mold it to what you need in a sense. But it takes a focus and thought. Like, for instance, you walking your body around is no longer your body doing the motions it knows how to do. It's you telling your body it's moving forward in your head.
I have a question to clarify. So, am I still sleeping? Basically, is that what's going
Yeah,
on?
at this point, you would still be slightly
All right,
sleeping.
me and Argyle are like cuddled up in a corner of the room.
Yeah.
I've got my arms around his big
Which
neck.
is really you jetpacking him because he's a 1,200-pound horse. So
Yeah, we
like,
know who Little Spoon is here. Like, we know who
like,
Little Spoon is,
like,
Argyle.
like you pretend you're Big Spoon, but you're just jetpacking Argyle, and he's like, yeah, whatever.
Just sound snores coming from me and Argyle right now.
Yeah, for real. At least two people have taken comfort in this chaotic world. So as you're waking up, Zari, you immediately see that this dragon hunter, this about 6'5" beefy dude who has lost some weight, is now falling over onto Brogan as he's catching him, kind of in the corner of this mud hovel, like that's inside this temple. So it's like this room, kind of cottage, like hovel-y, kind of like one large room with one door in, but it's been built up in this mechanized palace kind of a thing that's been left to time.
I tried to summon a pillow to catch his face when he hits the floor, or
As you mentally try to bring something into existence, give me a D100.
Ooh. 15. I roll great.
So, problem with bringing things into existence is there's going to be a wild magic surge. This is chaos, and anything you're bringing into this world is going to provide chaos. It's going to be more chaos.
It's fine.
So what was your number?
15.
13. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need. Oh man.
No, stop it with that. That's not a good noise from the DM.
I need Brogan. I need Steve. And Steve, also, can you roll just a d20 flat for Argyle on a wisdom saving throw?
I'll roll a d20 for Argyle.
So we're all making
you got a 9.
saves?
A 9. Okay.
Wait, so we're
I
all
need
making
Brogan roll me a
saves?
wisdom saving throw. A 19. You're fine.
I'm
Brogan.
still king of this realm, baby.
That's wisdom. You rolled in. You rolled in, Steve.
I thought it was supposed to be an intelligence save.
Oh, no. I needed a wisdom for this because you're still sleeping, but something's happening while you're sleeping.
All right, well, I got a 13.
Oh, Steve is not wise.
13. Gotcha. So you are not wise. And it was inevitably going to be a 10 to beat it on the wild magic.
Yes.
She just cast confusion as the center point being herself on everyone around. And now Steve and Argyle have both been confused. Can you roll me 2d8, Steve? And then
Can
roll
I
me an
make the argument that we've been confused this whole time?
I'll take your intelligence of 19 that you can control the area 19 around you with a concentration. But
okay.
Yeah, roll me 2d8, 2d10s. Sorry, my bad. 2d10s. Because I need to figure out. Do
you want them separate or just roll 2d10?
2d10.
Okay.
It'll come up separate anyway. Because confusion just jumps out. So you are able to, Zari, get a pillow out and just bring it right into existence. But confusion spreads all of a sudden around. As Brogan is fine, a 9 and a 10.
Ooh.
Never mind. You guys flutter for a second. It wakes you up immediately, Steve, and Argyle wakes up immediately. But a 9 and a 10 means the creature can act and move normally.
All right, we're staring at Brittany now like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, basically. Like, what the heck just
you're
happened?
looking over. You both are looking at Zari, like almost. I would say, you tell me what you're looking. Like, you tell me the experience.
Yeah, no, we're both like staring, like jaws open, including Steve. His horse mouth is open, and we're just staring at her. And I'm gonna ask, what the heck just happened?
I'm having bad luck. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
Everything's
okay.
fine.
At this point, I feel like Steve would understand just to write that off when she says we're having some bad luck.
Very nice. And now you're up, and you would see, with your wisdom of 19, you can control 19 feet around you, essentially. And as long as Argyle's in that 19 feet, he now understands you as you can talk to each other freely. And I
Right.
think, what voice did we say he had? He had the voice of James Earl Jones.
No, you stop it. It's not James Earl Jones.
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce
Oh yeah,
Brosnan.
no, he's Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan.
You better start working on your impression.
Channel my inner 00.
I would also accept Sean Connery at this point. You could even go fake Sean Connery with cowbell, and I would take it.
I want specifically Sean Connery from The Hunt for Red October.
Oh my
Fake
gosh.
Russian Sean Connery.
Which is the
Nay.
same Connery as
Nay.
every Connery.
That's how your mother liked it last night. Nay.
It's the same Connery as every Connery.
I'll take any of them.
So, okay. I should have practiced this. I should have thought about this.
You got to do the eyebrow. You see this? This is pure Sean Connery.
Yeah.
We're not helping him.
I don't know what
I'm
you've done, Zari, but you seem to have woken me and Steve up.
You're married to that now. I want you.
We
to
were
know
in a
that.
restful slumber. I was feeling his chest on my back. It was comforting.
He's the best little jetpack.
Well, you have your pillow now, Zari. Are you happy?
I was trying to save him. I'm not going to be happy yet till I get my emotional support animal like Steve has.
He looks sick, Zari. You should go help him and not wake up a horse.
That's my emotional support animal. That's my Bronco. Why are you
Has
like,
she,
you
has
guys
she
are
tried?
both horses. His
Has she
name is
tried to summon
Bronco.
AAA here yet to see what happens?
Yeah, that's my next goal. Get
Oh my
AAA
God.
back.
So,
AAA, this is going to be terrible.
Celestial Tyrannosaurus. Come on, baby.
yeah, are you about to summon AAA into the world?
Yes.
Roll me a
Jurassic
D100.
AAA.
Now you're handing over the pillow to Brogan to go help out with Bronco, as Bronco is sweating profusely now, laying on the floor with this pillow under his head. You roll an
Bronco.
11.
God, your rolls today.
Yeah, I don't know if this is good or bad.
Celestial cockroach.
Roll a D10.
Uh-oh.
How many of these things does
There's
AAA
follow-up. There's
become?
follow-up.
Or Zari, roll a D10. So Zari, you roll a D10. It's a 7. Your height changes by 7 inches. You shrink 7 inches is what you do. So you all of a sudden just shrink 7 inches.
Hey.
So how tall are you now?
8. Under 4 foot.
What was that?
She's under 4 foot.
You're now only 4 foot?
I think she's slightly under, yeah.
Slightly under 4
forgot
foot.
what I
Gotcha.
said.
Slightly under
Oh,
4
no.
foot. And if you look,
You're-
AAA is now about 2.5 feet or so off the ground. You'd say, like, nice sized German Shepherd, maybe 3. As he's now just looking up at you, like something's different. As he just looks up at you, like he notices something is off. As you've just shrunk 7 inches.
Okay, I've been seeing the talking horse. I now want AAA to talk.
You want AAA to talk? Again, you're bringing something into this world. If you are bringing something into this world, chaos can ensue. Would you really want to just keep rolling D100 after D100?
Let's see where it goes. Let's get weird.
No, he's gonna have 3 heads or an extra leg where his doggy part should be.
What? He could be
Roll me a
Cerberus to
D100.
AAA? I love that.
As you would like AAA to talk.
Amazing.
Show me mechanical Cerberus. Let's get weird.
A 39. All right. As you cast for AAA, you're thinking in your head, like, AAA, talk to me. I've always wanted you to talk. You've been such a great friend. And you somewhat feel healthier. Roll me 2d10. It's 10. You get 10 temporary hit points for the day.
Oh, nice.
As this is going on and she's continually making chaos magic happen, like Steve and Argyle would like to exit the room. And I'm picturing like the door to this room opening up and like you just see all these magic sparks happening over and over again with these terrible noises happening where she's just casting spells left and right.
Yeah, literally.
I look up from basically bird feeding Bronco, and I'm like, you know what? I know legally the term isn't supposed to be midget, but you're real short now, Zari. And I don't know what to tell you. If you want to piggyback on these shoulders, I gotcha.
I mean, you picked me up when we got here, so we might as well.
Yeah, you know what? Let's keep doing it. I'll go and I'll put Zari on my shoulders. There you go. Isn't that better for you, Triple A? She's regular height again.
As AAA is just looking over at you all with his head turned to the side, like any other dog, and his voice, what does it come out like? What do you guys think AAA's voice should be?
I have so many ideas.
Throw them out there. Let's see.
Okay, so we have two options. He can go happy-go-lucky Air Bud, or he can go like Brutus from those awful Brutus military comics where he's the German Shepherd. That the only thing he does is he looks at everyone and he's like, "I'm disappointed in you."
Oh, he's gonna be very judgy and British.
I was gonna say Sly Stallone. Like,
yeah.
because-
Oh my
because
god. You're giving me
disappointed
the
in you
worst to
sounds
work
like
with.
him.
The worst to work with.
He literally,
I feel like you
he's-
just rattle off some like too many syllables, and
he's crit more with a quarterstaff than I have. Straight disappointment is AAA.
You know, Zari, you don't look so good.
We're never changing that voice. We're never changing it.
You're gonna kill
At
me.
least
Yeah,
you're
look
back
so good.
now.
You even did the sideways mouth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's the only way you can get that voice out, is you have to do it through a sideways mouth.
If we get into a fight and he doesn't tell Zari to cut him, I'm gonna be so upset. Dude.
He's gonna
You gotta
go,
cut
"Take the
me."
shot.
No, solder me because he's mechanical.
You gotta solder me.
Yeah.
Solder my
Okay. Anyway.
As you and Argyle are going to leave the hut, you walk out and you see what would be a slod standing literally about 7 inches away from the door to this hut inside of this mechanized temple. And it's like
Okay.
a mud hut kind of a thing. So when you walk out, there's not really a door. There is a door, but it's like more like just repurposed wood that has been slapped together kind of a thing.
So is it like a techno mud hut?
Yeah, it's like a mud hut in like a techno palace that's been left to time. kind of
Okay.
thing.
What is
Um,
this? Some Daft Punk meets Slad?
Yeah, it's almost like a bunch of 6 foot something reptiles that were not really smart had started to inhabit this shelter of a palace that's been left to time, but they don't inhabit the skills per se or the intelligence to be able to utilize it. So they decided, well, we know how to make mud huts, like kind of
Okay.
a is where I'm thinking about it comes from. And he just stands in front of you, Brogan, and he speaks Draconic. And I guess you speak Draconic, right?
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would assume that you were talking about Steve, but I do, of course.
Steve also does. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. He speaks Primordial. That's it. And Slod, which is the two. My bad. So he only speaks Primordial. So you hear him in a language going as you go to walk out.
I'm gonna try to hold. Like, is there a rock or anywhere here?
You'll see a bunch of rocks laying around. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up a rock and try to turn it into a magical language translator because this is the Chaos Realm.
Very nice. Very nice. And
So
as you
roll a
do,
D100.
yeah, roll a D100 because you're now changing it
bet I
into
will.
something else. Yep, 100%. Roll a D100. And as you grab this rock and you hold it in your hand and you will and force upon it to now become something different, it will become
A pile of Argyle poop. A pile of Argyle poop. A pile of Argyle poop.
You
That's
stop
all.
it.
as you're doing this, you force upon it. You start to hear it say, "Please go back in the hut. Dinner or breakfast shall be served shortly." And then Argyle looks over to you in his best Conry, and says, "You know, your forehead looks slightly different."
My forehead looks different.
Yes.
Some of your.
I'm gonna ask him to elaborate some.
Um, I didn't pay that much attention prior to this, but did you have three eyes?
Yeah, no, that's totally normal. It's always been that way.
Gotcha. Then
Yeah,
everything's normal. You're fine.
great.
You just have an eye in the middle of your forehead right
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna ask this Lan in my now universal Google Translator rock
now.
about the third eye and what's going on with that.
And he looks over at the slod, looks over at you, and he goes, "Wah, wah, 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 wah," as the rock comes out in a very polite voice. It says, it would seem you have wished something into existence. And the chaotic effect was that you now have an eye in the middle of your forehead.
Oh, that's sweet. I'm rolling with it.
You will also have advantage on wisdom perception checks
Yeah, there
having
we
to
go.
do
That's what
with sight.
I was just gonna ask for that if you didn't automatically
Yep.
give it
You
out.
now have advantage on wisdom perception checks having to do with sight, but you also have an
Sweet.
eye in the middle of your forehead.
I mean, this is the Chaos Realm, and I'm talking to a giant frog.
Yep.
So,
All right. All right,
Steve is rolling with this
TN.
particular punch.
I'm gonna after I've fed Bronco his water, I will, I suppose, also go out to the front of the hut, see what all the commotion is, because there's been a lot of talking. And with that, I will have Zari on my shoulders, as she is still a whatever the PC correct term is for vertically challenged people.
Someone under 4 foot.
Yep. I will
As you're
duck
going to
slightly
leave,
as we go out the door, so I don't bump her head.
as you're going to leave, you hear Bronco yell, "Wait, don't go! Wait! Girl,
Wait,
Brogan!"
What do you what do you what do you mean? I gave you water. I told you to relax. What else do you need, Bronco?
I'm really not feeling good. I don't know. Something's really wrong with my chest, man. As he goes and he starts to tear his shirt, you start to see almost like an alien, where his
I've seen
chest
this
starts
movie.
moving.
Run.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I place Zari down by the door and I walk over and I put my two hands with all the strength I have on the top of it to not let it explode.
And
I'm
as you're
like,
putting
nope,
it on, it starts to move to the side. Give me a sleight of hand as it starts moving. Like what's on whatever there you're feeling.
Play
is starting to move.
whack-a-mole with the alien
Yeah.
coming out of it.
Fantastic. And as it moves to the side, right on top. And as you hold it again, moves again, right on top. And you just keep holding it. And
I'm
he
not
starts,
having this.
yeah,
You're not breaking out, asshole, jumping on my face. I play this game.
He's now giving blood curdling screams. He's like, "Oh my gosh! Oh, it hurts! It's scratching me and tearing my chest apart."
I attempt to use my 20 intelligence with control over what's around me to take whatever is in him and just magically transport it out of him.
And it doesn't necessarily seem to work. Your crit is able to control a lot of what's around you, but it would seem whatever's going on right here is beyond your mental control somehow.
Oh my god.
The
And
moment it pops out, it's
Do
just
I see what's going on through the door here?
you would hear the screaming definitely, and the slod goes, "Oh, it's time!" And he starts moving to go past you and Argyle into the hut.
I'm gonna
as you hear screaming.
step in front of him, and I'm also gonna like place Argyle in front of him, and
Okay.
I'm gonna say time for what, and like hold my translator up for him.
Time for the rebirth.
The rebirth of who?
Oh, my child, my ninth born.
Zari! I'm gonna start screaming for Zari.
Do I hear that he impregnated Bronco? Do I hear this?
Yeah, that he impregnated. Give me a perception.
Probably not.
He's screaming too loud. It's just so loud. The scream. Zari, nah, it's just the screaming is just way too loud. You hear that there is a ruckus going on outside, Zari, and that there is a very polite translating going on of primordial. But you're not necessarily going. And as this is going, all of a sudden, Brogan, you're catching it as it's moving around his chest and it's trying to start popping out like an alien kind of an idea, but it starts gnawing at your hand as your hand is now on the chest and you can feel that it has broken skin and it's starting to gnaw as he is screaming, blood curdling on the ground. Oh my gosh!
Can I use I don't know. Would patient defense count on the thing? If I spend a key point, can I move my hand when it goes to bite and then cover it again? Does that work?
Let me see. Post up patient events. The wording for it. Let me see.
All right, let's take a peek. It would just be a dodge action, so I guess the dodge action would be on whatever the thing in Bronco is.
Yeah, you could definitely take the dodge, and it's not gonna bite. It's like you feel a little bit of a grate against your hand. You're able to move it and then slap back down, kind of an idea. Yeah.
Perfect. That's kind of the plan. It goes to bite, and when it goes to bite, I'll move, and then when it doesn't, I'm like, no, you get back down there. You leave Bronco alone.
Fantastic.
I'm not having this, you tadpole motherfucker.
It is like a tadpole. You're feeling it. It's about a foot long style tadpole that you're feeling. That's about 8 inches thick. As it keeps up trying to come out, you keep pushing it down.
Am I able to with any sort of check, like maybe acrobatics, grab the tadpole and pull it out?
If you would like, yeah. Actually, roll me. I think an acrobatics would be great. Yeah, roll me an acrobatics to see if you can get it, and if you can beat. Oh my gosh, yeah. I was gonna say a 14 with a 23.
I got a 23. I'm just trying to snatch that thing out of Bronco so he feels better. I'm like, yeah.
As you reach down and grab it, all of a sudden it breaks the skin. You see its head pop up. It's got these, like, it almost looks like a baby frog tadpole, but it's blue. It's not red like the red slad standing in front of you. It's a blue slad. And its face comes and pops up. And you all of a sudden, it's almost like a catfish face coming out. And you just grab it by the body as it's wiggling around. As you're holding it in the hand. It's just like wiggling around.
I will hope with my acrobatics that if the other slide comes in, I can just throw it at him.
Yeah, for sure. And he wants to come through the door. He's being held up, and he's looking at Nick right now. I mean, at Steve.
So
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be holding it and freaking out, being like, and I'm gonna be looking to run out the door. Brogan doesn't know what's happening. He's like, this is a child. This is something. Brogan, are you? Oh my God, Bronco, are you okay? Because I'm not okay, and I'm just gonna be running out the door.
He looks over and he's like, I'm fading, bro. I'm fading. Stay strong.
I'll be right back. Don't die on me. Don't die on me.
Stay strong, bro.
No.
As his eyes close.
No. I let out a blood curdling no as I'm holding the thing still. No, I'm like shaking it, getting like shaken baby syndrome. I'm like, no.
So Steve is still in front of this salon, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And I'm putting two and two together at this point, and like I'm looking at what's going on in there, thinking about what's his name? The other guy told us that he'd been here for 2 months at this point. Remembering what happened the other day, and I'm gonna look at my hand and I'm gonna look at the salon and say, does this mean space frog sex? Is that what this is?
Well, I mean, if I had asked, you would have done it, is what you hear the translator say.
I'm one. There's going to be a Title IX case like tomorrow, but I'm gonna go back in, and I'm gonna walk right past Kyle, who's our Brogan, who's got this thing flapping.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hold it up to show Zari and say the space frog had sex with me.
As he comes,
what do we do about this?
He's like, it's a beautiful youngling. As while you hear blah, 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 and the little stone says, it's a beautiful youngling.
I'm gonna scream at the stone. If you try to kill any of us by making younglings, we're gonna have a fucking problem. As I'm holding his child.
As you're holding his child, he takes that threat as a threat. As the speaking stone all of a sudden goes blah 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 blah. I will say now, roll in to initiative as you are holding his child, making a threat against him.
Really? I'm the bad guy for saying unprotected sex involuntarily is bad. That makes me the bad guy.
Okay,
frog
sex.
Guy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, frog guy.
I rolled really good on initiative, frog guy. So I hope you got the hit points, dog.
Let me get my
As he is now standing in the hut with Zari, Steve. Argyle is outside the hut. We're not going to give him initiative, I don't think, at the moment.
Also, when I say dog, I'm not being mean to AAA. It's a colloquial term.
Do I need a Steve 2 token to be able to roll?
No, it rolled in as Steve. You're fine. It rolled you a 13.1, okay. So which is what you got, right?
I haven't rolled yet, so.
Oh, all right. Let me. You just got to make sure you click the.
Yep, I
Here,
got
let
it.
me put you in an 18 point. We'll have it set at some point. We'll
For
have it
sure.
all together, and then that'll be the end, I guess. It's when everything's finally all together. Um, Brogan, you see that he takes out his. He all of a sudden opens up his paws, these giant red frog-like paws that have these giant black claws that you can now tell are also its reproductive organs. Uh, from what Steve has
Gross.
said.
Tell him to keep your space dicks off of him.
Yeah, exactly. I tell him keep your space penis away from me, and then I pop a key point for flurry of blows.
Fantastic, as everyone is
Not
now within 30 feet of him.
not to be confused with fury of blows for whatever he does for space sex. I ain't having it. And we're throwing the 1-2 kick,
I mean,
and we're bringing the noise.
he's got 10 fingers and 10 toes, and all of them have claws.
Yeah, well, you know what? Ain't none of them touching these nuts. Attack 1, attack 2, attack 3.
Fantastic. So you will find immediately that this slod takes the hit. It's a large, so it's got a thick body style. And the first one misses, but the second one hits, and the third one hits for 9 damage altogether. As
Oh
you're
no, that's some DR. Oh no.
-9.
Oh
Awesome.
jeez. I
As
wish it was more.
yeah, yeah. Especially this is a big dude. Steve, you see that, and you're holding his child too right now. Like you are punching and kicking while holding this blue tadpole. Steve.
All right. Steve is going to use a bonus action to rage, obviously. Because he's mad. He's been space raped, and he's not cool with that.
No, not at all.
And
I wouldn't be either. Non-consent right there.
it
Non-consent.
is 100%. And I'm gonna take a swing at him. Does 12 slashing damage.
Very nice.
Plus, did it add my rage in there? It did not. No,
did
plus
not.
2.
So it's a +2. So it's a 14 damage.
Yep, 14 damage.
Very nice. As you slash with your great axe down at this thing, and it goes. And
I'm gonna tell it that I'm yelling into the translator after that blow. I'm gonna chop every one of your space dicks off.
I love it. I'm picturing that you all are standing around this, like you're holding a translator, and everyone who wants to talk to him does the thing where they all just move their face close to it to talk. So like you come down with your axe and then just be like, "Oh yeah," and get your space dicks away from me. And then
you're a gross cowboy bebop. Get out of here, you fuck.
Yep. And he all of a sudden looks at you and says, "Unhand my child." He moves his head closer to the speaking stone, of course, and he goes, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." Speaking stone comes out. "Unhand my child."
Oh my god, crush it. Crush it, Steve.
And
I've already taken my turn.
he is going to claw at Brogan.
You're gonna get
Bring it
space
on.
pregnant, bro.
My AC is terrible.
A 19 to hit
Yeah, it hits.
Space
for
pregnant.
4 piercing damage. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Well, I'm sad about the 4 piercing damage. Oh, con's not a great save for me. 15.
You just pass.
Hey, not space pregnant.
Not
Take that,
yet.
Steve.
I mean, there's always a space pregnancy around the corner. You have to be careful in chaos.
Look, we don't believe in pregnancy around here. Pull-out game is strong with Brogan.
Yeah.
Awful.
And Zari, you're picking up on what's going on now, and you are seeing everything. What do you do?
I tried to summon an anvil to drop on his head. I don't want to go near him.
You try to summon an anvil to drop on his head. Roll me a D100.
Here comes that chaos, baby.
100.
Oh! It's a super anvil.
You regain all of your spell points and everything like that. All of your slots. You regain all of your spell slots. If you've spent any.
Drop an anvil on his head. How much damage is that?
An anvil, First, well, roll me a. It's gonna be a D. We'll say 3d6.
Basic.
Yeah, 3d6, and then I'm gonna roll a just a dexterity saving throw like it's a trap. And if he beats a 14, he's only a +1. If he beats a 14, he'll take half damage. He did a 15, so he'll take 6 damage from the anvil brushing off the top of his head.
Cool.
Very nice, as it clunks and runs down the side of him, and as he stares at you, and he is now looking at many targets. Brogan, he tried to slash at you.
Oh God, he's in trouble now. We're about to throw another fury of blows. This will be my last key point because I used one or two earlier. And we're gonna fury of blows and then use my drunken technique to disengage. But we're gonna throw our 3 hits first. We're gonna go blop, blop, blop.
Very
Ooh, 20.
nice. That's 7, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very nice. -12 on him. And by your miss with a 13, you found out his AC is 14.
All right. I will then also use my drunken technique to disengage and back away from him.
Very nice. And yeah, you can definitely back away. It would take you out of the immediate area, and I think it would only put Steve now within his immediate 5 foot range.
Well, the idea behind Brogan is that if he can angle it with his disengage, he's gonna move to where he can breath weapon only this slad on his next turn.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, you could definitely put yourself in that position as long as the battlefield doesn't change. It's almost like you're in a kind of a pinwheel pattern, and you can move to the side, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that is the hope.
Cool. Very cool. Steve, you are up, right on top of this slad.
All right, as I'm gonna use reckless attack so that I will get advantage on this. And as I'm swinging this axe, I'm like I almost see tears coming out of my eyes. I'm so upset, and I'm gonna tell him that I'm gonna call Chris Hansen on him.
The
16.
16 hits for 4 damage plus
6.
rage is a +2, so that's -6.
Yes,
And
sir.
you see he's at about half health. And as you speak into the speaking stone, I'm gonna call Chris Hansen on you. It comes back out like in a primordial. It's now time. He looks at you and he says, "You will make a fine vessel for my next child," and will
I
claw
think I
at
already am, but yeah.
again. A 22 to hit for 8 piercing, which gets reduced to
Yep.
4. And you don't have
Yep.
to worry. You're already impregnated
I'm
with
already
1.
space pregnant.
Yeah, you'll
So that
not. You
got
don't have to
reduced to
take a
4.
second.
You said?
Yeah, it's going to be reduced to 4 with your rage. So,
Okay.
yes, you take 4.
Yep.
Zari, you see him in front of you. About 10 feet away from you. Zari? Brittany? You there?
I'm
See
sorry,
you
you're
moving.
coming in like. Bzz.
I'm coming in choppy.
Hold on, let me restart.
All right, she's just going to restart for a second. And
This is the craziness. I can't believe I'm space pregnant. My mom's gonna be so disappointed in me.
I
I love that. You're about to have a space lizard, and the best part is that after it explodes out of your chest, nobody cares.
Nobody cares afterwards. That's the beauty. I mean, they care beforehand, of course, because you're
Well,
there.
I mean, Bronco's dead now. Who said Bronco's name since he died?
Yeah,
Nobody.
no one really
Poor
cares about
poor
Bronco.
Bronco. You know what? He was just a juiced up meathead, but you know what? He was an all right guy.
Yeah, I
Poor
liked him.
Bronco. That's why the slod's in trouble. I'm bringing the meat hooks of death.
I don't know. Discord seems to be loading weird now. I think it's a camera issue with Discord right now that's
Right?
going on.
I see
Zari,
Brittany loading in. I see Nick again.
Yeah.
We'll move on without her. When she gets in, we will move on her turn. Brogan, you are ready to breath weapon this thing?
Oh my God! Yeah, I'm bringing the nuggets for those that. Oh!
Oh,
It looks
she's
like
here. Are you
it,
here?
it looks
Yes.
like Zari's back.
Fantastic!
Okay.
Just in the nick of time.
Sorry.
All good.
Everything went weird.
So
Okay,
you are up.
I'll firebolt at him.
Very nice. And you are a little far. The 9 does not hit as the firebolt goes just slightly wide.
That's fine. I'm still staying away. I'm not going near him.
I got it. And with a target right next to him, it's a why would he go anywhere else? Plus he really doesn't want to hurt Steve that much, to be honest. I mean, he cares for Steve right now.
That's because Steve's carrying his child.
Brogan, you are up.
Okay, Brogan and all his infinite sadness is literally gonna only do one thing. He's gonna grab his pimp quarterstaff and bring the two-handed smack down on this guy. I'm
Very
not gonna do the breath weapon. I'm just gonna come in for the smack.
nice hit for a -6 on him, and it definitely does the damage. And you can see he's just below half health. Like he is standing there, just below half health. But staring at you right now, interested now in you because you've now moved closer to him, right?
Yes, I had to hit him. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm right there.
And he is now going to slap. Or now it's Steve's turn.
All right, Steve is again gonna reckless attack at this guy. And let's see, right there. Yeah, crit.
Wow.
Oh,
Get
that's what I'm
fucked,
talking
Battle
about.
Toad.
Tell me what this looks like.
Oh,
13,
so like
14, 15, 16.
I'm jumping up and like my man gut is like gracefully floating in the air as I bring down this axe on top of its head.
Very nice. And it is staring at you with this axe in its head with your crit. And it is looking at you still alive.
So this is
Almost.
an awkward thing where my axe is buried in its head and I'm kind of standing on its head
Yeah.
a little bit.
He leans down to the stone in your hand and goes, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," and you hear it goes, "That really hurt."
I bet it did. Jerk.
Beautiful.
So that was for 18, right?
Yes, for 18 damage,
16
and
plus
he is
So
not far from death.
Steve for double space pregnant. We like it. We like it.
Oh, you got pregnant?
Steve has been pregnant.
Oh, I thought
Zari,
Brogan
where
got
have you
pregnant.
been?
No, I thought Brogan got pregnant. I heard
Oh,
double
no, no,
space
no.
pregnant.
No. Brogan is a nice young man. He's celibate. This guy is chaste. He ain't having that shenanigans.
He misses. He goes to swing at you and misses.
That's right.
That's right. I'm chaste.
Sorry.
Oh, jeez.
So I tried to summon a wrecking ball to hit him.
Oh,
Very
God.
nice. So I'm gonna ask. Roll me a D100 real quick, because you're able to put these things into the world, but we don't know what it means in the long run.
That's not a 100. What are you doing, Zari?
That's a D100. I rolled a 15.
No, I know that. I'm saying the 15's not a 100.
A 15. Let's see real quick.
I don't.
There we are. For the next minute, you regain 5 hit points at the start of each of your turns.
Good.
Ooh,
my
wild
God.
magic.
Right? How atrocious.
Yeah, this has gotten wild for you, Zari. Each time you do it, it's like, oh yeah, here's 50 gold pieces. Oh yeah, here's more health. You want extra spell slots? Sure. You want temporary hit points? Go for it. Like, you've got the buffet of wild magic. Brogan, before you start going, all of a sudden, you start to hear what would be explosions going on outside. And he is right next to you, and he has just swiped and missed you. And you all of a sudden feel the vibrations of what would be explosions. It would seem like there's like just I would say waves of force that are traveling through areas. Like for instance, a wave of force hit the hovel, like it had been bouncing off of the whole compound per se, or the lost to time mechanical palace. And it seems like from what you can make out at the moment, like the area you're in is possibly now under attack.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to basically tumble past him through the door and be like, "See you later, space rapist."
Are you holding his child?
I wasn't. It was Steve, but I'm guessing he dropped it when he swung at him.
You passed it off to Steve?
No, actually, if I didn't, I've been punching him with his
Yeah,
child.
with his pal in
So
hand. So you've got this 1 foot long, 8 inches wide tadpole as you're just punching him, like going at it.
yeah, going ham. I'm gonna attempt acrobatics behind him and be like, "Fuck you, nerd, you little space rapist," and just kind of get around him and get through the door to see what's happening.
Fantastic. And as you get through the door to see what's happening, you see what would be large ships. I would like you to roll me. Eh, what would be a good role for current events? Do you think? Like understanding what goes on in the world around you, like
I mean, I want to say performance because I have points in that, but probably not. It's probably perception, actually.
perception. Yeah, roll me a perception of what you're seeing.
Or insight.
Oh,
As you roll
17.
by, you do an awesome roll. Give me an acrobatics for how awesome this roll is, by the way. A six.
Oh,
It's worthy of a six. Tell me what it looks like first, and I'll tell you what you see.
so I go to scoot by him, and he awkwardly bumps into me, and I'm like, "Hey, this is your kid. I'm not I'm not playing around." And then he backs up, and then I just kind of scoot by him because he's worried about how good his kid's doing. So I kind of just bump into him like that awkward TSA, like, "Hey, I'm going to inspect your stuff," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay."
Yeah, just moving around kind of a thing. And as you get
Yeah,
out the door,
exactly.
kind of in a spin per se, almost losing your balance, getting your footing right back out. And as soon as you look up ahead of you into what would be the sky, I guess, if there's for a lack of a better term, you all of a sudden see an armada of what would be spelljammer ships that are shooting cannons down upon this encampment. And you see as these there's about 7 or 8 of them that you can see within your sight, probably about 150 feet up in the air, as they are floating in above this island that you guys are on, above this forgotten palace lost to time that you are now looking through kind of the broken holes of the roof at. And you're seeing these almost like fireballs getting fired out of the cannons from these spelljammers as they are flying down to the palace and exploding in balls of force as you're seeing these ships fly in.
All right, not an enormous fan of that, as I can control the 20 feet around me. Am I still within 20 feet of
Oh yeah, definitely. He's
Steve?
just inside the door of the hovel
So,
you guys
so
are
I'm
in inside the
still
palace.
within
Yeah.
20 feet of Steve. I'm gonna pull his translation rock to me,
Hmm.
and then I'm gonna say, "Oh my God, I'm here by accident. Take the disgusting alien child." As I hold it up, I'm like, "Please let me live. Me and my friends, this is a total mistake." Ah!
And
And
as
then I'll attempt to cry a little bit.
it'll translate, but it'll do it very nicely, and it'll actually do it in common, and it'll be like, "I didn't mean to do this. It's a mistake that I'm here. Wah wah wah. I'm not one of these lizard things. Wah wah wah." As it translate nicely
Yeah,
in common.
exactly. This is the child. I'll let you kill it. Just let me leave. As I'm shaking it aggressively, just like, "Ah!"
Yeah, as you hear as they're coming in from these ships that are coming in an armada. And as you look up, you see that they are headed off by these about between 5 and 6 foot tall male and female figures of green figures, all of them having green warrior like ponytails as they are firing down from the sky. And he is inside the hovel, probably about 10, 15 feet from you, as you have just kind of swung by him to get out of it. And as you're now looking through the top of this palace and like the broken holes in the roof kind of a thing, seeing this.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It all seems awful.
So is this thing
What do you
still
do
alive?
now?
Are we still in initiative?
I would like to think so. Just because there is still a enemy that has
There's still an enemy.
the ability to kill you all,
Yeah.
possibly, or impregnate you all.
All right. Question: as a free action, can I snap its young's neck?
Yeah, you can definitely
Oh,
do. Well, we can call it an attack. But yeah,
Oh,
Okay,
no.
I guess I'll just make a strength roll.
yeah, go for it. Just make a flat strength. Just go snap. See all.
Oh,
What does it look
24.
like with a 24? Tell me.
Basically, I'm like, you killed Brogan, and I give it a like you're almost like flicking a snake when you snap a snake, and it just absolutely cracks his neck, and it falls over and dies,
In memory
like
of
almost
Bronco,
limp. Yeah, in memory of Bronco.
and the neck snaps, and all
Oh,
of a sudden
crush.
you see its body go loose, and you hear coming from the hovel inside the palace that time has left, or the mechanical palace that time has left behind. You hear a roar. Um, Steve, you just heard a large growl coming from this beast right in front of you.
well, I'm still on top of it. I think, well, like with my axe in it.
Yeah, you still have your axe in its head.
Yeah, yeah. Does it look like it's pretty close to death?
Oh yeah, it's like 2 hits from death or so.
I'm going to use my chaos magic power that I'm imbued with on this plane, and I'm going to make a little miniature Argyle burst out of its chest to see if I can finish
Ooh.
him off with like a little miniature
So
Argyle
you're
horse.
finding chaos magic doesn't work. Like you're trying for it, and I'll give it to you as a free action to try,
Okay.
but you're finding chaos magic doesn't seem to work on these. Um, and there you don't know why, but these creatures, chaos magic doesn't seem to affect.
Okay. I'm going to make a rock be a miniature Argyle on the outside
Mhm.
and shoot into him.
Fantastic. We'll do a catapult spell. Let me look it up real quick, and I'll get you the
I'll
stats.
get busy rolling my D100 while that's happening.
Yeah, for sure. The stats on catapult is 60 feet. Choose an object 1 to 5 pounds within range that isn't being worn or carried. The object flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in direction and choose before falling. It hits the ground. Now know that you're sending this at him, and if it doesn't hit him, it's going to go straight through the door. And right on the other side of the door is Brogan, by the way. So
Hey,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
that's
what?
fine.
You know what? You know
Steve
what?
is good with that.
Brogan is pretty sneaky.
yeah, and you would have to make a dexterity saving throw. So first, we're going to see if the Slod fails his dex, because this just happens. Uh, let's see if he fails his dex. He has to beat a 13. He fails as you need to roll me a what is it? 3d8.
3D8, I'd be happy to. All right,
It's okay, big
D8.
guy. I had deflect missiles. I wasn't going down.
He takes 13 damage, and you can see he is. If you roll another 13, he's dead. So wild magic on a 30.
And he has a little miniature horse stuck in his chest now
Yeah,
as
now
well.
he's got an axe in his head and a miniature horse stuck in his chest. That's awesome. That is
I
fantastic.
want it to be like the size of those ones you put your kids on back in the day that had the springs on all four corners. It's like that, but it's
That's awesome. So you end up all of a sudden feeling the need to teleport up to 60 feet to a space you can see. Where do you teleport
I
to?
teleport. I teleport next to Brogan with my axe in my hand,
Very
and I'm going to
nice.
look at Brogan and say, "Do you see me throw a miniature horse at him, bro?"
Throw up daps. Absolutely. That guy's stuck. Killed his son. I
As you're now
mean,
standing
what?
outside, Steve, you see the armada through the holes in this roof of the palace that time has left behind. And you see these armada of like they look like old time a fleet of like galleons per se or galleys.
Can I make a check to see if I know what they are?
Sure, go
Like
for it. It would
There's
be
no history
probably
check.
a perception. You can give me a history. A history would be best. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if there is history. Okay, here we go. History. What I roll?
17. You would know
Yeah,
that
all
these
Hey,
ships
right.
are magically powered, and in the
Steve
chaos
watches a lot
realm,
of documentaries. To be
yeah,
fair,
being
so
the original god of the chaos realm, you would know
Oh
that
my
with your
God, yesterday.
yeah.
It's me today. It's
I rolled a
um,
me.
19 today. I'm still a god.
yeah. With your role, you know that these are probably what would be the Gith Zerai that are in Spelljammer ships. Spelljammer ships are ships powered by a magical caster that can take them through the astral plane
Okay.
And the Gith Zerai you would know as a race that has traveled the astral plane,
Okay.
and would be from the Chaos Realm, or
Great.
that resides
I'm gonna
in.
relay that information out loud.
Okay, and Zari
As a bit of an
would
info.
definitely be hearing that right now
Okay.
outside of the place, or outside the building. The Slad now looks over at Zari and starts storming over to her, and will now
He,
claw at you, Zari.
don't you want the baby mama?
Uh, well, yeah, and he just looks at you, sticks his head outside where the makeshift door was, speaks into the stone. No, I would like to protect him actually. And you is what he says, and you hear, no, ma'am, I would like to protect my baby mama actually. He needs to be kept well and fed well so my baby can grow big and strong. Is what you hear the stone say as he swings at you with an 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
As the slash goes wide and completely misses you. Zari, he's standing in front of you, towering, minimal hit points left. What do you do?
Um, I guess I pull out. I will go out from under him. I go around him, move out the way, and so I can get a range attack and cast Firebolt.
There will be an attack of opportunity if you break the 5 foot.
That's fine.
Okay,
That's
he's going to
fine.
swing. That's a 12. Does that hit?
No.
Wow, he is just a low roller.
Cool. I cast Firebolt at him. Damn.
It just misses. As now you come barreling out of the doorway, seeing what would be Brogan and Steve out of this door, as you kind of basically bump in as they are staring at the sky, or what would be the sky, from where you're standing.
For bonus action, I tell AAA to attack because I'm not succeeding.
Yeah, you've got AAA out, and he's your bonus action attacker.
13 plus something.
Plus what?
Plus my spell attack modifier to hit, so 13 plus 5.
5, awesome. 13 plus 5, that definitely hits. Give me the damage.
All right, that is 2d. No, that's a different thing. That's 1d8 plus my proficiency.
There we go. Throw
2
that
plus.
D8. So that's a 2 plus proficiency is 5.
Yeah.
Tell me how he dies from AAA.
Nice.
Zara, you kill Stealer?
It was AAA. He gets all the credit. You just see AAA run up and just claw him in the face as he runs out the door like, nope. Yeah.
He looks back to you after he's just eating his face on the ground. This mechanical dog is eating his face on the ground, and as he's gnawing on his face and sees you in the doorway as you're looking up to the sky, and he's like, yo, Zari, you don't taste so good.
Yeah.
It's classic, man. Every time. It's so good.
Perfect.
Come on, buddy. I think we're about to have a bigger problem.
A bigger problem. I'll be right there. As he just keeps gnawing. You look up into the sky and you see that they are launching an aerial bombardment. I will take us now out of initiative order, as you are now not necessarily free from the area, but you are at least free from that red slad and the hovel that you're in. And as you walk into this area, you see that there are like cogwheels that are just have been left to time with dust and rust and halfway broken, and you can tell that some of the floors are like cogwheels that people can walk on that take you from elevation to area that are above your head. Now under your feet is what would be red dirt and dust, but above you you see about 3 stories of different areas of broken palace, and you see this bombardment coming down as you start to see more and more and more red slots start coming out of the woodwork and start to meet what would be these Gith Zerai in battle. And as you look 100 yards down, you see Gith Zerai getting dropped from the ships, landing in pods, running out of these makeshift pods, and coming to attack these Slod. What do you do?
It's the middle of a space war. I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna look at the
I'm
group and be like, we got a choice to make. Are we Give Sarai or are we Slod?
You
the
just go
space
party.
rapist. You want to be on the space rapist side?
I mean, I don't want to be at all. That's why I snapped the neck of the other one. I'm just
That's
saying.
fair. I mean,
we
I'm
got
just saying.
we got a choice. You know, it's either one or two. What do you guys want to pick? Let's make a movie.
I'm gonna look at Argyle and apologize for what I'm gonna about to do. I'm gonna try to see if I can make Argyle fly.
And you apologize, and he
Okay.
says, "Wait, what are you apologizing for?" Now roll me a D100,
I would love to. It's,
because
I live for D100s.
he will be able to. One thing that you're also finding very interesting: a 5,
That's not a great roll, guys. I'll be honest.
a 5.
Oh,
One thing this
no.
tells you. Oh my God. Okay, let me just find this character sheet real quick, and this will happen.
What? I just made PM appear.
Yeah, for real.
Oh God, I would love that. PM's my dog. He's the best parking meter in the game.
Oh,
My
yes.
dude right there.
So all of a sudden, right next to you, you see what comes out. All of a sudden, just poof, 5 feet from you, as you see that your horse Argyle now says to you, says, "Oh, I feel lighter than ever. Does it look like I've lost weight?" As he looks down to his belly.
Yeah. Okay. What appeared 5 feet away? That's
And
what I'm worried about.
as you're ignoring him, you see that there's this circular mechanical figure that has two little wings coming up from the side, two like angel scarab wings. It has two mechanical arms coming out of this circular area with one eye in the center. It has two legs, and it's holding a little dagger sword. It's a monodrone from the land of Mechanus. Roll me what would be a nature check to see if you know what a
Okay.
monodrone is.
I would love to. There's a nature. No,
You don't know what a monodrone is.
It's like a
Does anyone
flying
else
clock
get
to me.
roll it?
It does. It's like a client. It's a flying mech essentially. But it's a
Oh
little one.
God.
It's very little. Like it's it actually, for all of you, you have no idea what's going on. Really, you look at this thing and you're like, what? Everyone's looking at you, Steve, at this point. Like, what?
But yeah, much like everything that's gone on today with my third eye and being space pregnant and now random watches showing up. I'm gonna hop on Argyle and tell everyone to climb aboard. We've got a flying horse.
As you do so, the monodrone. Do you guys mount up on the back of the horse?
I do not.
No, I don't think that horse could hold all of our weight.
The
You don't know
monodrone
that.
jumps on and holds on to your waist, Steve.
You're 3 foot nothing, Zari. Get on the horse.
I'm gonna ask it with my translator what it's doing.
It's about a foot tall, and your translator comes back. This is a monodrone. A monodrone. Well, it's a being of absolute law. It is the first in the hierarchy of absolute law. Monodrone can perform one simple task at a time and can relay a single message up to 48 words. And that's all it says about the monodrone.
His name's Big Chief. That's what I'm calling the monodrone, and I'm letting the monodrone know his name is Big Chief.
It's about a foot tall-ish. Like it has legs. It's a big circle with an eye in it, kind of a thing. Kind of like cylindrical in a way. It's not huge. It looks kind of almost like what you it looks like something. I don't know. It's like a steampunk almost kind of a thing.
And you said it's lawful good.
It is just lawful. It is like the exact opposite. Monodrones come from Mechanus, which is the exact opposite of Limbo.
Sweet.
So
all right, I got a new sidekick as far as Steve is concerned.
Yeah, as far as Steve is concerned, this completely lawful thing, and it's just looking at you blinking. It has a little dagger in its hand, and it's just looking at you blinking.
I'm gonna tell it to hold on tight, and we're gonna fly off towards the ship.
And
You
it's
guys think you hear echoes of Danger Zone as Argyle flies off.
and as you fly off through the monodrone, Danger Zone plays, like it's a shower radio.
I'm gonna be the whole last Guardians of the Galaxy by myself by the end of this episode.
Very nice. And as you start to take off, you realize the horse isn't necessarily flying as much as it's just walking on the air because you
Oh,
willed
perfect.
it to.
Yeah,
Um,
I like it. Good
and
job,
give me a
Argyle.
perception, Brogan and Zari.
All right. Oh, not great.
Yeah, not great. Zari, you pick up on the idea that if you wanted to, you could walk in the air if you wanted to also.
All right. I go, let's believe we can fly and just start running.
And you just start running in place, but now you're just running in place and slowly moving upwards because you're still learning how to do it. And Brogan, you're now watching this. Roll me another perception on what you're picking up
There's a
I
lot of
want him to still be lost.
there's a lot of
now.
Peter Pan going on here.
16. As she says, you just have to believe you can fly. It was
Come
the
on, Peter.
yeah, it was the PG rated encouragement that got you there. And you pick up on the idea, wait a minute, I can fly if I just want to enough.
I believe I can fly.
Very nice. Do you start to run your feet and move it in there?
I realized I can touch the sky, so you know what? We're going up.
Very nice. And as you start to go up, you start to see that there is an attack being more and more launched upon the ground. And as you see it, the ground forces, you start to see the temple you were in crumble. And as Danger Zone plays from probably 25, 30 feet away from you, on the back of a horse playing out of a madron, um, that is now holding on to the waist of Steve as they are on the back of this completely black horse, Argyle. Um, you now see all of a sudden Triple A starts to take off in his own way as he's moving both of his doggy feet that are getting him up into the air. And you are all now walking 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet, 400 feet now above the ground that you were on.
Can I attempt to use chaos magic and my amazing crit from earlier to throw my breath weapon for missiles of pure acid at all these slod locations?
100%. 100%.
That's what I want.
One thing you're finding too is that there's no arc to it as it would land, like there's gravity. Any direction you throw something, it will go directly in that direction and never stop until something acts upon it.
All right, well, there's my D100 if anything
Fantastic.
crazy happens.
The D100, as you're throwing this breath, as you're raining acid from the sky,
That's what I want.
Danger Zone plays, you rain acid from the sky. There's this bombardment coming down on the slod camp. 78.
78, okay.
Well, no. 7-8 was the number. All right. I need you to roll me. I just need to look up the spell because something just happened.
All right, let's get weird.
This is where it gets weird. You're gonna like it.
I like it.
Roll me a.
Wisdom.
No. That's bad for me. Sorry, don't
it's
say
gonna
that.
be. I think it is a wisdom.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a wisdom saving throw. And beat a 12.
I do not have a lot of hope.
An
I
8.
did not get there.
As you're like just breath weaponing acid, where it sounds more like dry heaving, like as it's coming out and just throwing acid down from the sky. All of a sudden, the next wording out of your mouth is not a, it's a bah. As almost all of the music stops, Danger Zone stops, everyone looks over, and where Brogan once stood is now a sheep wearing his jacket and a yellow hat.
Can it talk still? Brogan, are you okay?
It's an orange hat, but all right.
As he responds with a bah.
Oh God! All right.
That's depressing.
And it will last for
1 hour until we knock you out of it with damage.
1 hour, unless they do damage on you.
I'm gonna just trot my horse back. I'm now singing that I'm a space cowboy. Obviously, there's some people that call me Maurice,
Hey,
and
you're a
I'm gonna
gangster
scoop.
of love.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna reach down and scoop up the sheep, and so now I've got the sheep and my little, and we're still heading for the ships.
And
Sheep under my arm.
as you're heading for the
Ah,
ships, you see
ah.
as you got a sheep under your arm, a madrone holding you on the waist. You're riding a talking horse,
It's the
flying,
greatest scene that ever lived. Oh
flying
my
through
god.
this
All in
chaos
line.
sea.
I want a drawing of this scene so bad. Just
Yep.
stars,
As Zari's like
warships in the
running in place
background.
behind you as fast as she can, which is just moving at the same pace, but it's
I'm just
disproportionate running to movement speed. Like is what I'm picturing. With AAA doing the same
oh,
thing behind her. You
this is
all
so good.
you start to get closer and closer as you see the ship coming up to you guys, getting closer and closer and closer, as it looks like it's the flagship of the Gith Zerai fleet, the armada that has been
I
sailing.
I attempt to ba into the
Oh
magical
yeah,
rock of
see if it can
talking.
translate for you.
I
Yeah,
attempt to
as you
ba into the
bow, what does
magical
it
rock
say
of
in a nice
talking.
voice?
Somebody hit me. Anybody punch me in the face.
I'm gonna point at Zari and say, if you touch this sheep, we're gonna have a problem.
Bah, bah, that's bullshit. Bah, somebody hit me.
Every time, yeah, all the
Fireball
stone
at
keeps saying in a nice voice, "That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit." As you keep bang.
I'm gonna I'm gonna see if
I
the little drone will ride on top of the sheep like I'm riding on the horse.
It looks like Zari hit me.
Zari, do you firebolt him?
Oh, sorry.
You don't?
I fireball at him.
You firebolt him. As you firebolt this sheep with a crit, that's 4, 5, 6, 7. As
I
Brogan
take it.
takes 7 damage, but you don't take 7 because the sheep on polymorph will take the damage, and then you take the remainder.
Okay.
So it takes it was altogether 7. So literally yeah, it takes 7 and you take 0 because it has 7 health.
Oh my god. I pop open it and I'm like, oh my god, you're such an ass, Steve. You're such an ass.
I'm still
As he's
singing
holding
the
me.
Space Cowboys song.
Yeah.
He's holding me. I'm like, you're such
Completely.
an ass.
As he's still holding you under his arm, like it,
Yeah,
like
I'm assuming he'd be too heavy immediately, and I'd drop
no,
him.
it's you're floating through the sky. There's no necessary.
It's true.
We're in the
Yeah,
world you're living in now. There is no gravity unless you're immediately on a surface. You're finding there is going to be no level of gravity, so there is no necessarily weight at that point.
that's
I
fair.
scream, they call you the gangster of love? What? What?
I immediately lasso the group so I can just be pulled behind them.
Fantastic.
I grab AAA.
That is awesome. As
And we're
you
gonna
are now
continue to trot towards this ship.
as you're moving towards the ship, she is water skiing behind on the ship. A all of a sudden you get closer and closer, and you see like that there's like what would be like bags hanging off the side that are bumpers just in case it so it doesn't bump into anything and damage the ship. You see the bumpers on the side of it. You see nets for climbing up it per se. Everything that an actual galleon would have in that respects. But you see that there is what would be somewhat of a arcane bubble around it that once you get closer and closer, you almost feel like it passes over you as
Okay.
you get closer. And
Do we
as you
notice
get
any
within the
effects from
arcane,
like going through it?
what's that?
Do we notice any effects like as we're going through the
As you're
bubble?
going through it, the effects you're starting to notice is you're feeling more of a gravity, but the gravity is now pulling you towards the ship.
Okay.
That almost like if you were to, let's say, be on the side of the ship, like walking from the bottom to the top of the ship on the side of it, you would walk upright until you were on top of the ship, and then you'd be walking upright on top of the ship. Like
Okay.
it would be the fulcrum would be in the center of the ship. It's almost like it's its
They
own
haven't hit
gravity
us with
well.
I guess spaceship like a space galleon tractor beam or anything.
Yeah, it
right?
has its own gravity well, I guess we
Okay.
can say.
I look at Argyle and go, this is from the competence of love.
I don't get the reference. I've never flown before. I find this all to be slightly demeaning. If we can get to that ship quickly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna continue at a trot because that's.
As you are continuing to trot, you're moving quicker and quicker and quicker until you see there's a Gith Zerai female who holds her hand out to grab yours as you are starting to float by the ship slightly.
I'm gonna tip my invisible cowboy hat at her and say, "Howdy, ma'am."
She says, "Howdy, howdy, grab on! We're here to save you. We heard there were people from the material plane here."
Easy, easy. I'm space pregnant, and I'm gonna slowly.
She tilts her head to the side.
I'm slowly.
That is the competence of love, I will
I'm
say, as I.
I'm gonna cruise Argyle down onto a soft landing on the deck.
Fantastic. And as you're looking, you see there's probably about 20 Gith Zerai on this ship that are all manning different cannons and doing different functions as they're all moving about.
What do
And,
Gitzerai look like?
and as you look at them, you would see from head to toe, they're about between 5 and 6 foot tall. They're all very thin. If they were human, they'd look slightly emaciated, but they're not. They're not necessarily emaciated.
Okay.
That's just part of their demeanor. They look very thin. They're all green from head to toe. They have very pronounced mouths and faces. They have almost the same faces as the Jim Carrey Grinch kind of a thing.
Okay.
Picture
So
like that
like
with ponytails.
like a young Julia Roberts. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Like
exactly
huge
like
mouth.
that. Um, but with a long ponytail. And you see that they all seem to have what would be on their persons would be, if we were to look at it as meta-wise, as you're looking at this galleon per se, you're seeing that they all seem to have what would be weapons of like monks or some kind of magics that would have to do with monks. And Brogan picks this up more than anyone.
Love it.
Um,
I was gonna say I do also have the ability of dedicated weapon for monk weapons.
very nice. And you see that they
Drunken
do
discipline. I
have
love it.
everyone has monk weapons per se. And
Oh, I'm excited.
the woman holds her hand out and outstretches to you, Steve, thinking that since you're on horseback and you've got someone holding on to you, you are the leader of the party. As you're holding Brogan, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And Zari is like water skiing behind you. You now see that she goes to shake your hand. She says, "My name is Kiwa."
My name is Steve, the space cowboy. This is Argyle, the horse. This is Brogan, the private investigator. This is Zari, the artificer. And this is a little clock thing that just appeared down there. I have no idea what it is.
This is AAA.
Oh, and I'll point at AAA and say, sorry.
She says,
Forgot AAA.
"Oh, AAA. Very nice to meet you. Who's a good boy?" As she goes to tickle his ears, but finds out it's all metal. And you can see her face slightly drop. She says, "Well, now that you're all here and you're safe, you're from the material plane, take off your shoes and come below deck."
I will laugh as I don't have shoes on, and I will take my pimp coat and pimp hat and confidently walk in behind her.
Very nice.
And I will also confidently walk with Argyle. I'll make sure Argyle wipes his feet.
Very nice. Do you take off your shoes?
I do take off my shoes.
Very
yes.
nice.
I will.
I don't want to make them mad and get space pregnant again.
I will look over at RGZ and be like, Mr. Argyle, do you have wonderful hoof plates on?
You can just take horseshoes off.
I'm not sure if we're in a place where horseshoes are common, so I'm asking.
I couldn't take them off if I tried.
Okay, well then I'm gonna do the solid. I'm gonna take my quarterstaff, which I love to death because it is the gem that AAA gave me, and I'll take the bottom end, not the gem end, the bottom end, and clean out his hooves before we wander in this place because I am a respectable gentleman.
And as you go to do that, you do the front hooves, and as you go to grab the back hooves, you hear, "Brogan, a little higher."
Oh, sir, I thought you were a gentleman, and I will I will finish the hooves and then stop.
You hear him giving like a very distinct horse laugh, like a
Like one of those Mr. Ed
yeah,
laughs.
exactly.
You mean one of those Mr. Connery laughs?
Yeah.
Rough, just how your mother liked it, Trebek.
A Connery Ed, a Mr. Sean Ed, or Ed Connery.
I'm gonna like grab the little clock thing and make sure it doesn't have shoes on too before we
Very
go
nice. It
upstairs.
does not have shoes on. You see that it has metal feet that are just like two plates, like two 3-inch plates that are attached to
Okay.
like ball joint ankles. Um,
Right.
and Zari, do you take off your shoes?
Zari will start doing like multiple buckles. Zari's shoes have a lot of buckles on them to keep in place.
They're
It's
artificial
gonna take,
shoes. Of course, they're 50 buckles.
yeah, it's gonna take her a minute.
It's the law.
Yeah. And as it takes a minute, you're able to walk down. And as you start to follow her below decks, you walk where she had walked and you look and you see people down below moving like what would be like arcane like powders up. And you see that they have different supplies and different infusions. You see that towards the back of the below decks, you would see what would be Gith, Zerai. They're not necessarily monks, but they're not mages, but they're not monks. They're somewhere in between that are doing what are meditations. And it seems like that since what you're seeing, it looks like they have a function on the ship also, this level of meditation, what they're doing. It seems like they are probably providing the gravity, not only the gravity, but are maybe keeping the chaos away from
Bro-
this ship.
Brogan goes and helps to join.
You could definitely, and as you go to sit down to do, you notice that one of them, there's 3 of them, one of them opens up their eye and looks at you and then acts like he's back in meditation.
Perfect. I do I do whatever the appropriate response is, whether it's hold his hand or do whatever, and I attempt to help.
As you do so, give me a religion check.
Oh, a skill I don't really have. Oh, that's
We
weird.
can substitute with Arcana if it's something that you don't think would.
Oh no, I do have religion. I do have
Okay.
religion. Oh, I failed.
You failed miserably.
I,
You go to grab his hands and you feel that it's like slightly greasy, and he wipes his hand off on the beard and then goes back to meditating, not touching your hand. A second later, as you're like going, you see him just kind of like push your knee to the side, like a get out of here kind of touch. Like,
all right. Well, as a obviously nuanced PI, I will know what that means. I will preemptively fuck off and then go to talk to somebody more important than that generic turd.
for sure. And as you do, you see that the party, that Zari is finally making it down the stairs and going underneath the stairs to what looks like the captain's cabin.
Fair enough. Get him, Zari.
Oh, you want me to talk to the captain? Okay.
Well, and I think Steve's in there too. Steve was the first one to walk in with Argyle, I think.
Yep.
And then, he walked in, and then Brogan, you went downstairs, and then Zari followed further behind. Brogan, did you go into the office?
Yeah.
You go in, and you see that as soon as you walk into the office, there's a spot for shoes on the left. And you look towards the back of the office, and she's sitting at a desk. You see she has a long green ponytail coming down. She's about 5'8", 5'9", very lean built very just looks very dexterous. And she says, "So you're all from the material plane?"
I will make a deep bow as an appropriate monk, probably below 90 degrees, and say thank you so much for helping us. We were trapped without help.
Yeah, those Slod suck.
Yeah, I killed one of their young, and one of them space raped my buddy over here, and I'll point over. Well, not point, but like eyes over at Steve.
And I'll hold it up, show him.
And as she looks at the cut, she takes your hand and studies it further, and she says, "Steve, you say?
Space Cowboy, correct? Yes.
I hate to say it, but there's no cure we know of for the scratch of a Slod."
Well, we better make it a good 2 months then.
Well, he's also a gangster of love. I feel like
I don't know if that helps in any way.
Steve, I am not going to let you go down like that, bro.
Yeah, don't blame yourself, Steve. It's not your fault. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna say so. There's no known cure like in the whole universe.
No known cure that we know of. But what?
Who-
I mean,
Go
to the
ahead. Sorry.
to the to the to what brought you here in the first place? What do you remember happened?
Big tree fell on a
Wizard.
city.
Exactly. Shenanigans at the BS plane, the regular plane.
Huh. Interesting. The tree. You say it was a tree. How big of a tree?
It was a branch the
Not
size of a
perfect.
city.
A branch the size of a city? The ashen
Yeah,
tree?
yeah. Tree of
Yes,
life.
and milady, I do have a small question.
What would that
As
be?
the Githyanki do fight aggressively against everything that is mind controlling, i.e., mind flayers, as it's what you've done as your background, is there any chance at all, that with what you learned from this, that you could help Steve in his aggressive hand rape that is the enemy, the Slod?
We have not found any cure yet, but what I do
So
know where there might be a
so
cure.
he, and this is what I was hoping for, because as I ask, I know you have freed your own people from the control of the mind flayers. So with that being the case, I was hoping if there was anything you could do to help Steve, we could get you there.
Well, we can give you hospitality for a day or so. I dare say we came to pick you up because we wanted to make sure you were safe. We
As
can
soon
How
as
did you know we were here?
because we saw that there were incursions, and as you remember back to the day you were looking around and first saw the temple that had been the mechanical temple
your
that had been lost
crit,
to time, you remember that there was a floating island in the distance that was a floating city that you had seen in the distance. And she says we had seen from the floating city that there had been incursions from the material plane. We came as soon as we could muster the force to come see what had happened. We knew the Slad would be on top of things, but we didn't know what inevitably would transpire. That's why we came so fast, guns blazing.
I will offer myself a small respite. And what I mean by that is I will throw up a little bit and be like, anything that you can do to help Steve
What
would
I
be
can do,
amazing.
I can turn you to a place. You come back to the city with us. We should be retreating shortly. Now that we've gotten you guys, we're going to come back to the floating city. We can give you rest, relaxation, and a respite for the moment. For the next day or so, I can try and figure out what we can do to help your friend, or at least put him in front of people who can help him.
All right, what do you guys think? And I'll look at Zari and Steve. Like, what do you guys think?
I think it's our best shot, or it's my best shot anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just trying to help, because I know they're mind flayer enthusiasts for hate. So here we are.
We hate
What do you
mind
think,
flayers, and
Zari?
if we see one, we kill one. But
Oh, 100%, bro. On your team on that. On your team.
thank
Killed
you.
Slad for you.
Down with the
Right there with
flares.
you.
I hate them.
Just want to help my friend Steve.
Gotcha. Well, we're happy to have you, and if we could send you back to the material plane, we would. But I fear, since the ashen tree, if a branch has fallen and you ended up here, I dare say, in lore, from what we've gathered, the connection between where we stand in Limbo and the prime material plane has just been severed. The
Well,
tree of life's branch from here to the material plane, it seems, has broken.
as I crit my intelligence roll earlier, I do everything I can to summon a portal
And
to
nothing happens.
everything back. I do everything I can.
Not only does nothing
I get
happen,
nothing happens, but I concentrate as hard as I can.
oh yeah, you
Maybe
are.
I even maybe I even fart a little bit, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
"That's gross," but I try so hard.
All of a sudden, we're hearing squeaks come out from behind you, and everyone goes silent except for the squeaks behind you. Everyone gives that kind of sideways look. Nothing happens. Not only does nothing happen, it seems that Argyle has stopped talking within the Gith Zerai ship. It would seem
No.
that the eye in the middle of your forehead has left. And it would also seem that this Madrone has disappeared.
Is my translator just a rock again?
And then the rock is now just in your hand, and it is just a rock. It seems that
Steve
these
is supremely sad.
yeah, that these monks that were in meditation, these mage monks, since they're keeping the chaos out, the chaos that followed you all has now dissipated. So using chaos magic is no longer working within the Gith Zerai area. And they say to you,
I no longer look like Ryan Reynolds either.
you no longer look like Ryan Reynolds. You are back to just being Steve, no longer the god of chaos.
I'm like kicking at the floor and mumbling something about still being a space cowboy.
It's just like, I'm still short.
You all of a sudden, your health is normal. All of the effects that had happened in the chaos have now been wiped away clean, almost like a blank slate.
You're always a gangster of love.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. As oh wait.
There he is.
Oh,
There it is. Hold on 1 second.
He's always a gangster of love. You know what? It's all right. It's all right.
Something went funky with the stream. 2 seconds. I will have everything back for the closeout of this. And pop out. Bang. That should be. Yeah. It just messed up our boxes. Anyway, so as you find out your chaos, this is a great place actually to end it, as the boxes just all completely switched over for all of us. So as you start to notice, they are sailing towards the city floating on this large kind of rock in the sky, or what is the sky that is not. It's all an ether kind of an idea. She says to you, we're going to take the next couple of days. We'll figure out what's going on around here. But rest up, keep your shoes off, and we'll figure out what's happening next. And looks at you all. And that is where we end our session today. Awesome. Thank you guys. That was fantastic. A really great session. I'm so happy for how that worked out. And you guys were all wonderful, each one of you. So thank you for that. I'd like to thank all of our viewers, everyone who's interested, who checked us out on YouTube, who's been watching on Spotify, and who's been getting us all some awesome feedback. Anything you guys want to plug, Kyle, or Nick, or Brittany?
I'm good. Just thanks to anybody who watched, and we hope you enjoyed it. Like we said, always looking forward to hearing from you guys. So if you would like to reach out, please do.
We're here for laughs and good times, but anything you guys could help to make it more laughs and good times, no complaints under the sun.
Yep. Throw it out there. We're here for all you guys, and we're really enjoying this campaign. So I'd like to thank you all. We'll see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Adventure Highway stream, our Sleuths in Limbo. And thank you all. Enjoy your